Wow, wow, wow. Just like the video I did recently about the whole Malik showing up at the hospital. This video, I love talking with fellow fans of the haves and the have nots. I'm going to be completely honest here. Remember after the whole finale for Exhausted, Benny being left out for dead on the stoop, everybody's like, well, Jim did it. And other people saying the Malone, some people were saying Veronica. I pretty much just closed the book thinking it was the Malones because it seemed to be the obvious ones because we knew that of all people, they were the ones who were actively and consistently going after Benny for the interest money. Um, a few people have actually contacted me. It's like, Jeremy, do you think Charles is the one that had Benny shot? I'm not going to lie. When I first saw it, I didn't think too much. I'm like, man, that's not, ain't, no. What would be the point of that? I'll admit that it actually does make sense in a way. It's kind of like the whole situation of, um, oh, did Jim have Quincy Jr. shot because he was all smug about it and was talking about how he would have to hire somebody to be at an exact angle in order to shoot through a door and hit the baby, hit the child and not hit Hannah. I will admit, I did a video on that a while ago because I was in disbelief that he had anything to do with it. He was just being a smartass. But going back to that scene after so long and dissecting it, wow, I could actually see that being a possibility. So if you want to look for that video on the channel, just say that, look for dang, these cars out there obnoxious today. Just saying that, did Jim have anything to do with Quincy Jr. or whatever? And with Charles, I will admit there is a possible motive because remember, Charles was all for throwing Benny under the bus in order to, oh, well, Candace, you let him go to jail. You'll get off the charges for Quincy Maxwell's murder. You can go ahead and come with me and be first lady. Your past will be clean. You'll be good to go. And Candace wasn't for that. But now you look at the situation. Charles has won the election. He's willing to get Candace any way he can. And, literally getting rid of her brother being like one of the few roots or anchors to her life in Savannah would make sense because she will have even less reason to want to stay and not go with him if, Benny wasn't there and it's like, well, I have no choice. I'll just get in the White House with you. That is real dirty, and we know that Charles does have a bad side. I would like to think that he isn't the one that had Benny shot, but I will admit that it would create a lot of mystery and a big, shocking moment if most, or at least like maybe the first chunk of next season is the aftermath of Benny being shot and, knowing the Malones were after him and figuring out a way to get even or, get revenge. And then at the very core, when life feels like it's going well for Candace, she finds out the truth that Charles was the one that had Candace's brother, put into the hospital. If it plays out that way, I will be very stunned. I mean, that would be a hell of a story. And that goes along with my other videos like, will Veronica and Landon team up? And, will the halves team up against Candace? Will Charles take out the halves? A lot of these videos are recorded. Some of them I still haven't recorded, but be on the lookout. And can you imagine if, let's say, Landon had Benny shot? Because remember, it was a situation where he was a person that had to clean up Candace's messes and ensure that no matter what happens, Candace became first lady. So maybe it goes back to what I said before, that Benny needed to be eliminated because they knew Benny was like the only thing Candace cared about. So by getting rid of him, that would make her in a situation where I have no money, I have no ties to this town. Fine, I'll come with you, Charles. And then maybe the other shoe drops because Landon decides to reveal the truth in order to have Candace be disgusted at Charles and basically want to leave, allowing Landon to have Charles to himself. So it's almost like Tyler Perry is setting up a Who Shot Amanda scenario. But I think the payoff of this story could be well done compared to the Amanda thing, where it's just like, look, the story's been going on far too long. Can we just know who did it? Which I think was Celine. But with the Benny situation, That would be great. It's a mystery that seems like it has an obvious answer, but it's something that could last an entire season. Now, I'm not saying that this has to be stretched out 2 or 3 seasons, but I'm just saying that possibly put it in season 7 or something where the truth about what happened to Benny comes to light and it wasn't who we expected. Because I will admit, looking back, I was quick to jump to the conclusion of the Malones because honestly, that does seem like the most obvious answer. Jim said he was going to do something. He's like, fine, you know, if I don't threaten your son, I'll threaten you, Hannah. But I don't think Jim did it because he's way too preoccupied with George and whatnot, finding about Sarah, you know, taking evidence. So he's way too preoccupied. Not to mention, he was running to the hospital to see David, which we'll see in the next episode. Veronica, yeah, but she's way too busy with she has bigger fish to fry. So I think that Veronica and Jim can be sat to the side. I think the shooter was either the Malones or either, let me just say, Charles's organization overall. Like, we don't know if he's the one that had it done. Because remember, Landon did allegedly make up that story, or at least try to frighten Candace into thinking that the previous woman that Charles was with magically disappeared. And, you know, he said it in such a way that if Candace doesn't comply with what Charles wants, which is to go to dinner with him, then something might happen to her. And then Charles seemed to be taken aback by the story, and I've already critiqued that scene. I thought that was not a well done scene, but I think that it is possible that Landon again might be working behind the scenes because we know he has his own motives. And I think even Charles was I forgot who it was, either talking with Charles or Candace. Landon, I think was it Candace? Because I forgot. Basically, it was somebody that Landon was explaining to that he has connections, and they really didn't know like how serious he was about it. But Landon being Landon, he was trained by Maggie Day, and they can make things happen. So I'm just saying, if it wasn't Charles directly that, you know, had Benny shot, I think maybe Landon had something to do with that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And again, bravo to the fans that brought this to my attention. I never thought of it. This is a theory that I never even thought about, because remember, anything could be eliminated if it meant getting Candace one step closer to being with Charles. But I do feel that if written right, this could be one hell of a shock factor. Now, how's that, Catherine Cryer, when it comes to you wouldn't be able to guess what's happening? I bet I guessed this right. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, as well as leaving your thoughts in the comment section below so we can keep the conversation going. On the left hand side of the screen, you should see a picture of Jeffrey Harrington. You can click on him in order to subscribe, but also hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content. Also, you should see some videos appearing on the screen as well that I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy if you enjoyed the one you just saw. But also, be sure to follow me on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all my social media will be in the description below. And in order to help this channel hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to need your help. So make sure to share this video as well as the channel around with all of your friends on your own social media. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video.